Now, a new report at the UN Security Council has shed light on Israeli crimes against Palestinians, both in the occupied West Bank and the besieged Gaza Strip. The report from UN Assistant Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has mentioned many atrocities recently committed by Israel and the growing potential for a new explosion of violence in the region. Our correspondent Caleb Muffin reports from New York.
Jens Stoltenberg, Assistant Secretary General of the United Nations, addressed a meeting of the 15-member body describing a number of Israeli crimes against Palestinians in recent weeks.
Serious incidences have included Israel police shooting and killing an Israeli Arab man in the village of Kafra, Canaan in northern Israel on 8 November, alleging that he had threatened them with a knife. On the same day, thousands of people reportedly protested the killing, leading to clashes with the police in the village.
The Assistant Secretary General described how tensions were rising and a mosque had been torched by Israeli settlers.
On 11 November, a Palestinian man was reportedly shot to death by Israeli security forces during clashes at a refugee camp near Hebron. On 12 November, suspected Jewish settlers allegedly torched a mosque near Ramallah in the West Bank.
In the clashes, many Palestinians were injured by the Israeli military.
The circumstances of the incidents are still under investigation. During the reporting period, a total of 494 Palestinians, including 60 children and 8 women, were injured by the IDF in the West Bank. 8 IDF soldiers were also injured.
Franzen called for negotiations, saying that tension is constantly rising. Midwestern labor activist Jeremy Bauman says reports like these make him disgusted with the continued U.S. funding of Israel.
I would rather see my money, my tax dollars, go towards jobs, employment, housing, to healthcare, rather than going to Israel, rather than being spent on endless war that the United States knows nothing other than to do, and murdering innocent people.
Following the report from the Assistant Secretary General, the Security Council continued its consultations behind closed doors. Caleb Muffin, Press TV, New York.